billion naira. Yes, 880 billion. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is costing about 350 billion. Now, the second Niger bridge is costing about 250 billion. Now, if you put this together, it's less than 1.5 trillion naira. Yes, it's not up to 1.5 trillion. And this government has borrowed over 23 trillion from the central bank and 100 billion from dollars from other sources. Where did the money go to? Perhaps as the administration points at this infrastructure project, it should also explain to us where this money went to.
And who do we ask this question? It's the National Assembly we first of all need to ask. Those of them who have been with the administration right from 2015, Bukola Saraki, Yakubu Dogara, all the presiding officers and other principal officers, and the National Assembly members.
Indeed, every member.
All of them. Both in the 8th Senate, 8th House, and the 9th Senate, and the 9th House. These are the persons we need to ask the questions. It's not far-fetched. I mean, first of all, let me give it. I respect people. Well, I'm a Nigerian and I'm a journalist. We need to hold people account. That's what the Constitution gives us that right to do. Mr. Emefiele started his governorship of the central bank with the Jonathan administration in 2014, early 2014. In a few years now, in a few months, it will be exactly 9 years he has been the governor of the central bank. That's a long time. So he is the one we need to ask the first questions. Violating the act that set up the CBN, because it's there. Is it 5% of GDP?
Yes, absolutely. And they must pay back the next year.
I mean,
they were borrowing, lending to, the CBN was lending to the government over 5% and refused to demand that the money be paid back.
And we can see what's happening now. So those who are asking Mr. CBN governor to answer questions, they have a right to do so. We're not attacking people's personality. We're looking at the issues on the ground. So Mr. Emefiele needs to answer this question. He will leave office very soon. The people who call themselves SSS or DSS, probably they are waiting. But that's
and he will answer the question not from hiding.
Yes.
Or from foreign being out of the country. He has to come back and go to his office and put the papers together and tell Nigerians
what they did. So even despite the fact that the National Assembly doesn't have that right, to question CBN's monetary policies, but we can ask people to answer for questions of what they've done. The seeming collusion between the executive and the CBN has not helped us, and we know the things we hear in the background, that man was held by the jugular for a huge part of his governors from the CBN.
Who held him?
So they said he was held by the jugular.
He wasn't shouting. If somebody holds my
jugular, you can't shout.
Even the man they put a knee to his neck in the US was shouting, I can't breathe. Did he say I can't breathe? But did he shout?
Amici, this government will tell you, when they came in, there was a technical recession, and as they drove into the second tenure, you had the COVID, and just recently, you had the flooding that destroyed a lot of things. They will tell you that the oil price was dangling. That is why they had to approach other means to get money to run the economy. They will tell you that they got the Paris Club refund, which they gave to governors. It wasn't enough for them to pay salaries and other things. They will have justification for this, but you and I are the citizens that are supposed to be benefiting for what these monies have been used to. That's what used for. That's why we're asking questions. I think the government will do us good to lay a good and a comprehensive report on what they have successfully done with the borrowings they've been doing and what the next administration is coming to face. They've said that it will take 40 years to pay the last borrowing, the ways and means. How many years will it take to pay up the remaining 45 or something billion dollars we have borrowed from foreign foreign quarters?
That's the burden that will be on the neck of the next administration. Thank you so much for joining us today. When we return tomorrow, we'll continue to ask this administration, what did you do with the trillions you borrowed from the CBN and elsewhere? Tell us, explain to us. Have a nice day on behalf of the crew. My name is Amici. Enjoy your day.
Boss, thank you. You didn't dwell on the